The wind screams across the North Atlantic. Waves crash like the heartbeat of an ancient world. The year is 900 AD, maybe not this time, because history has changed. The Vikings, the sea wolves of the north, no longer sail wooden ships. They command iron giants, aircraft carriers, submarines, stealth destroyers powered by nuclear cores, guided by the gods of old. The age of raids is reborn. But this time, it's global. Imagine it. Massive steel carriers cutting through Arctic storms. The old dragon-headed prows replaced by radar towers and missile silos. Above the decks, fighter jets roar, their wings marked with runes of Odin and Thor. These are not men of wood and sail anymore. They are the Sea Kings reborn through fire, technology, and vengeance. The story begins in the frozen fjords of Norway, beneath a mountain of ice. Ancient DNA is discovered preserved perfectly for 1,000 years. Scientists reanimate it, not realizing that they've awakened more than blood. They've awakened a memory. Within months, a new civilization resides, one born from the code of the old Vikings, but built with the technology of the modern world. They call themselves the Sons of Ragnarok. Their mission: to reclaim what their ancestors lost, to conquer the seas and rule the modern world once again. Their leader, Eric Stormburn, is no myth. A man of battle and brilliance, raised with the mind of a scientist and the heart of a berserker. He builds the first Viking carrier fleet vessel, powered by atomic engines, shielded by titanium armor, carrying drones and fighter jets with names pulled from ancient legend: Fenrir, Mjolnir, Sleipnir. The world watches in awe as the North awakens. Old flags of empires tremble. Satellite images reveal colossal ships moving through the Arctic Circle, forming the largest naval armada in human history. Nations try to communicate, but the Vikings don't answer. Their silence is their declaration. The sea belongs to them once more. The first strike comes at dawn. A fleet of Viking carriers storms across the North Sea. Missiles streak through the sky like fiery arrows. Coastal cities fall not to wooden axes, but to hypersonic warheads. They move with the precision of a storm, fast, invisible, unstoppable. Eric stands on the deck of his flagship, the Odin's Wrath, watching the horizon burn. The air is cold. The sea is alive. Our ancestors crossed these waters in fear of the storm, he says. Now, we are the storm. The world responds with everything it has. Superpowers unite to form the Atlantic Defense Coalition. Aircraft, satellites, fleets all focused on the Northern Sea. But the Vikings are not bound by geography anymore. Their carriers move beneath the radar, powered by stealth tech that bends light. They vanish into the mist and strike again in the Pacific, in the Indian Ocean, even at the edge of Antarctica. The message is clear: there is no safe harbor. But inside the Viking ranks, something else brews a question. Among the warriors and engineers, one voice rises above the chaos. Freya Halvorsen, a commander and historian, begins to question their cause. She remembers what the old sagas taught, that power without honor is not victory, it is madness. She confronts Eric, saying, "We've become what we once fought, the empire that devours everything." Eric listens in silence. His eyes, blue as ice, drift toward the waves. "Our ancestors were forgotten," he replies. "I will not let them be ghosts." Yet her words linger, haunting him like the northern lights that shimmer over the dark sea. As the Viking fleets expand, the earth itself begins to fight back. The Arctic ice melts under nuclear engines. Storms grow stronger. The oceans rebel, and the world once theirs starts to die beneath their conquest. Freya leads a rebellion inside the fleet. She and a group of pilots defect, stealing a carrier called Valhalla Rising. Their goal: end the endless war. They race across the ocean, hunted by their own kind. Jets scream overhead. The skies turn red. Eric gives chase aboard Odin's Wrath. The final battle begins, a storm of fire and steel in the middle of the Atlantic. Jets clash above the thunderclouds. Missiles explode in arcs of light that pierce the rain. The sea boils from the impact. Freya's voice echoes through the combs. "This is not the way of the gods. This is the end of the world." Eric, standing at the bridge, grips his axe, a relic forged from ship metal and reactor steel. "If the gods wanted peace," he answers, "they wouldn't have given us thunder." He presses the command. Odin's Wrath unleashes its final weapon, a nuclear storm drone, a device capable of creating a cyclone of plasma that can wipe out entire fleets. Freya fires her last missiles. They collide in midair. A white flash consumes the sky. The shockwave rips across the ocean, silencing everything. The storm fades. Only silence remains. When the light fades, both carriers are gone. The sea is calm once more. The age of the Sea Kings ends as suddenly as it began. But somewhere deep beneath the waves, in the black trenches of the North Atlantic, machines sleep intact, waiting. Their runes still glow faintly in the dark, powered by cores that never die. Years later, divers find fragments of metal near Iceland, pieces engraved with ancient Norse words. One inscription reads, "We did not die. We became the tide." Humanity rebuilds once again. The oceans recover. The world breathes easier. But every time a storm rises over the North Sea, sailors swear they can hear the faint echo of horns, the sound of warriors returning home. If you believe history never truly ends, If you believe every storm carries a memory, then stay with us. Because in this world, legends don't die, they evolve. Subscribe for more worlds where the past collides with modern power, and myth returns to claim its place in the age of machines.